Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Coding Care. So today I'll discuss one important features of the Java 9. So what is the feature? So private method in Java 9. So you know that till Java 7's, right? Till Java 7's we can write the interface only with public abstract method. So the public abstract method doesn't have any body, right? But from Java 8 onwards we can write the static and default methods, so that method can have a body, right? But from Java 9 onwards we can write the private methods also inside an interface. So why we need the private methods in interface, I'll show you with one example. Okay, so let's get started. First, we need to configure our project structure. How to configure the project structure? So we need the Java 9 features. So Java 9 features we need means we need to install the JDK 9s. How to install? So visit this link oracle.com Java technology. So this is a download page, Java 9 download page. I have already gave the link on my description. So please download the JDK 9 and install first. Then after install the JDK 9s, go to the Eclipse, then Files, New, Java Project. So here use an execution environment JRE Java SE 1.8, Java Standard Edition 1.8. So we need to use Java 9. But here use default JRE also, current JRE 1.8 I have used. So here configure JRE and add, see here only one JRE is there, 1.8. I want to add one more JRE. Next JRE home, then click on directory, then go to Windows C, then program files, then Java, then JRE, then select folder, right? Then finish. Then choose the JRE 9, apply and close. So you can choose this one also. You use an execution environment JRE. We can use this option also, right? So project name is private method in interface, right? Now finish. So create module. So from Java 9 onwards also we can create the module. So for now we don't want to create the modules. See here the project is created. Okay, now in the src folder create one interface. Let's say the interface name is custom interface. Okay, in this interface till Java 7's, how we declare a method here? In this way, right? Public abstract void m1 and semicolon. I created a class called custom interface implementations. This class, which is implements from custom interface, and override the m1 method. This m1 method I have override. Sysout override the abstract method and created one main method and create the object of the custom interface IMPL class. So custom interface instance equal to new custom interface IMPL. Now call the m1 method, instance dot m1 method. Run the program. See, override the abstract method. So till Java 7 we can write in this way, but from Java 8 onwards we can write the default and static method inside interface. How we write the default and static method? See, so default public default, that's void m2, right? And these methods have body. So inside the m2 method, sysout, so this is default method, okay, and on its static method, right? So public static void m3, and inside the m3 let's say sysout, and to print some message, this is static method, and this method no need to override here, okay. So here we can directly call the instance dot m2 method, right? This is default method. And how to call the static method? So this is static method, right? How to call? Directly by using the interface name, custom interface dot m3 method. Run the program. So this is static method. So till Java 8 we can write this way, but from Java 9 onwards we can write the private method in the interface. So here we can write private void m4, right? And sysout, so this is a private method, okay. And this method I can call in default method also and in static method also. Let's say I call the m4 method here, m4. So let's run the program. See, this is a private method, so the private method here calling. But question is, why we use the private method inside an interface? What's the use of here the private method? Let's get started. Let's say in my interface I have three default methods: public default void m1 method, okay, and m2 method, then m3 method. This is m2 and this is m3 methods. In the m1 method, what I'll do, I'll connect to the database, then doing some operation. Then after performing some operations, we need to close the connection. Then in m2 method also I want to perform some other operations, but again I want to connect to db and doing some other operations, okay. Then close the connections, right? In the similar way also in m3 method I'll connect to database and doing some operations and close the connections. So I want to connect to database. How to connect to database? I have a MySQL database. This is my MySQL workbench. Open the MySQL workbench. This is MySQL workbench. Connect to MySQL database. I want to connect the database, so I need to write the Jdbc connection logic. So how to write the JDBC connection logic. So this is MySQL database, right? So we need to add the MySQL connector.jar. So how to add? So before you add the jar file, so you must have to download the MySQL connector.jar. Then go to the, click on the project folder and go to build path, then configure build path, then choose class path and add external jar. So I have MySQL connector jar, I have already there. So choose that one and open, then apply and close. Now the reference library connector.jar is available. So here I want to connect to database. How to connect to database? First we'll load the class dot for name of, need to write the driver name. We need to write the driver name here. So what is the driver name? I just copy here. This is the driver name. Okay, and paste. Okay, and throw surrounded with try and catch block. Okay, after loading the class, we need to create the connection object. How to create the connection object? Connection con equal to null. Then import the connection. So now this time import java.sql. Right, now after loading the class and here create the object con equal to driver manager dot get connection, and we need to pass three parameters. One is the URL of the MySQL, then username and then password. So this is the URL. Okay, and phone app is my database name. See here phone app is there, so this is the database name, right? And username equal to root and password equal to password. So we need to pass three things. Surrounded with not try catch, directly we can write the exception E. Okay, then after creating the connection object, here we can simply print sysout connection created successfully. Then here doing some operations. Sysout doing some operations, then close the connection. How to close the connection? Con dot close. Okay, and surrounded with try and catch block. So in this way we need to write. So here don't override this one and delete this one, and now I call the m1 method. Print connections created successfully, doing some operations. Okay, doing doing some operations. Then con dot close means here we can write one sysout connection closed. Connection closed. Okay, now run the program. Not this one, this one. It will take time. See, connection created successfully, doing some operation, then connection is closed. Then let's say I have three default methods, right? In the next default method I want to do same. Connect to DB. Connect to DB means this piece of line code is same. Then doing some other operations. Sysout doing some other operation. Okay, then close the connections. How? Con dot close and surrounded with the try and catch block. In the same way also, in the M3 method also, we can write. Okay, but see, your problem is the code is duplicated across the method, right? So creating the connection object and closing the connection object is duplicated across the all the method. Creating connection, close the connection, creating connection, close the connection. To overcome these problems, we can write in one method, right? We can write in one method and we can reuse the method here. How to write? So we can write another default method. Let's say another method, public default, right? Return type is connection get connection and here we can write this one. These things we can write. Okay, and return con means return connection. So when you call the get connection method, then it will return the connection object. And instead of writing the con.close every time, so this is nothing but your boilerplate logical, right? Another default method, public default void close connection, and inside the close connections we can close the connection. How to close the connection? So we need to pass one parameter, connection con, then we can close here, con dot close. Okay, so instead of write here, we can simply call the get connection method. So get connection methods, and it will return the connections. And then instead of write the close connections logic here, call close connection by passing the connection object. So these lines of code we can write here also. Okay, here also name one method, the close dot connection, okay. Now problem is solved. We can reuse the connection object every method. But here problem is, so this is the public default method, right? And this is also default method. So we can access this method outside the class. Here if we call the instance dot get connections method, we can call the outside class. But I don't want to expose our method to the outside of the class. I don't want to expose our informations. So how to solve that problem? That's why private method comes to picture. So if we write the private method here, so if we write private void close connections, and here also private connections then this method, right, so we can access here, right. So this is the benefit. So using the private methods, we can hide the details on implementation from classes that implement the interface. So as a result, one of the main benefits of having these in interface is encapsulations. Okay, this is the encapsulated form. So here we are not exposing our implementation to the outside class. Okay. So another benefit is, as with private methods, okay, as with private methods, there is less duplication. Okay, there is less duplication and more reusable code. So these two benefits we can get by using the private method inside the interface. So what is the two benefits? The code is reusable and the code is very less, and we are not exposing our implementation details to the outside class. So this is the two benefits we can get by using the private method inside the interface. So this is the Java 9 features. I hope everyone is clear now. If you really like my videos, please subscribe and comments in my comment sections. Thank you.